Oh man, I got nervous. I'm out here walking on the trail on my cool down, and the biggest damn turtle in the world. See it? It's huge. Homie's just out here. It was raining a lot yesterday and the day before, so maybe they got lost in the puddles from Kim and Ash. Ooh. We do what we do. Oh, I'm here for your questions. Yo, what up, Derek? What up, Connor? Both Connors. What's good? What's good? Good morning, y'all. I'm sorry I didn't see the comments. I'm actually a little dazed and stuff. I'm out here in the woods. Just finished my run. Walking back. I'm struggling with my feet and my back, but nothing a little bit of training can't fix. Good job, baby. She hands off the dog to me. Will I play NCAA football 25? So I don't have the newest Xbox. I don't know. I don't play consoles. I play Fortnite with my son, and I usually play League of Legends with my cousin. But I don't have a lot of time for video games. I might play maybe an hour or two a week now, where I used to play like 3-4 hours a day. Ever since I started this, I spend most of my nights doing research, making content, and if I'm not doing that, I'm enjoying a show with the missus. So I probably won't play the game. When I did play it, I never played. Hey, come on! I never played the game. I typically would just do simulating the game. I would just do dynasty mode and simulate. Come on, sweetie. Mom will catch up. Mom's gonna catch up. Relax. She wants to go back to her mom behind me. So I never played. I just simulated. So have a blessed day, sir.
You have a blessed day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Come on, sweetie. Mommy catch up. Morning.
Is something there?
Yeah, her mom catching up. Come on, sweetie. She wants to catch up. I hope Kim saw that turtle. There's a huge turtle on this side. Did you see that turtle? Sweetie? Kim, did you see the turtle? Did you see the turtle? He scared the hell out of me too. Come on, sweetie. Sorry, y'all, there's wildlife out here. So yeah, I would usually pick Kent State. I would make my fastest corner. My fastest two guys on the team would be my quarterback. Hey, what's wrong with you? Come on. She cannot be away from you. Stop. Sorry about that, baby. You gotta walk her. She's being frustrating. Good work. Sorry, y'all. So I would just pick Kent State, run options, send 4 verticals, and then just keep it. And just have my 3 or 4 fastest guys, all the quarterback. I would move all my tight ends to wide receivers, the best people with run blocking. So if you were a tight end with run blocking, I would just recruit tight ends and just make them run blockers, move them to wide receiver, never throw the ball. And the only game I played was the bowl game every year or the national championship, but it would usually be a bowl game. And I would play that game. The rest I would just simulate. But when it was time for me to play the game, I'm putting all my tight ends at wide receiver, run blocking. They lay out a corner and then go pick up a linebacker or a safety. And I would just be running 4 verticals and keep it. Options, obviously. But my running back always had to make sure he'd never fumble, because the way I play, man, I'm going to take up a whole quarter of just time possession and win a game 28-0 or something. It's kind of how I played. I don't play anymore. What are my early 12-team playoff predictions? Shad, so I've already made that video. It's only for the MVPs. It's not a casual conversation piece, because the information I give in those videos and in those predictions, people can go bet on them and win a lot of money. So we don't do that. Baby, can you do me a favor? Shorten her leash and don't let her get in the grass. I don't want another tick on her. So just keep it short. Did you get the text message about the house?
Yeah.
Okay, so we now have the code to the box, and 5 o'clock, we need to be out.
Okay.
They're showing the house at 5.
Oh, okay. So we got to clean.
So yeah, I mean, and then we gotta take her to the park at 5.
Okay.
Maybe 4:30, 4:45.
Okay.
So another walk tonight. Anyway, sorry y'all, we got a lot going on. You literally make videos for all the kids in the game and know them all. That is correct, Copious Highlights. I know every player. That's what I take pride in. How do you feel about Southern Miss this year with Tate Rodemaker at the helm? I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think Southern Miss has been signing these group of 5, has-beens, these guys who couldn't make it at the group of 5 level, or the power 5 level, excuse me. So when you go and take the guy who couldn't make it at those elite schools, that's great and all, but the elite schools have already vetted them and realized they're not good enough. So what you need to do, if you want to succeed as a group of 5 team, you have to hit a home run out of high school. You've got to find the Michael Pratts, right? You got to find the guys that are good enough to make it in the NFL, but they interrupt my stuff, this damn voicemails, all day long. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. My clock is running. Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat, or if this damn voicemail took away my mic. I'm good now. Sorry about that, y'all. I get a bunch of calls every single day. So yeah, like I said, if you want to succeed at a group of 5 level, you need to find a player far beyond that of the Power 5 rejects. Power 5 rejects are not very good for the most part. You might find 1 or 2 guys that hit it off really well, but I see so many who are just recruiting misses. They just didn't pan out, and it's not because they're some amazing player. No, they're not any good. You need, like at Southern Miss, they did the right thing, right? Remember 3 years ago, they signed Ty Keys coming out of high school. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state, killing it in small school ball and breaking a bunch of records statistically. But unfortunately for them, Ty Keys wasn't that good. So he ended up having to go JUCO and leave and all this other stuff. But you need to keep taking swings at some of those high school guys and get it right. A good example would be Aaron Philo. Aaron Philo is a small school guy here in Georgia, all-time leading passer in school history, complete stud. And if you could have got Aaron Philo, Prince Avenue Christian, to go to a group of 5 school, that would have been the gem of all gems. But instead, he goes to Georgia Tech. Now, if he can't eventually start at Georgia Tech, it's too late because he didn't get enough development in the starting lineup. A lot of times it's your position coach as well. But I can then flip it to a player like Darren Granger at Georgia State. Granger dominated an all-time great in school history. And you got to just have one of those players if you want to be good at the group of 5. You got to find a player that's going to be an all-time great at your school, and it's not going to be a reject from a Power 5 school. It's just not. You got to hit him out of the park, out of high school, and then convince him to go to your school. It's tough to do. I saw Dylan Wicke go to Virginia Tech. Dylan Wicke, Virginia Tech, not very good. He played at Buford, but not good enough to be at Virginia Tech. He's hit the transfer portal, and I think he went to Minnesota or something. And it's like, people need to understand, he's not going to be great at Minnesota or wherever he went. I can't remember, but he's just not. You missed. That's it. So I wish people understood that. Maybe if they go down to the FCS level, they'll dominate. But Southern Miss, you need a kid and knock it out the park from high school. Sorry. Do you like the Who Is What University series that CF Budge does? I don't watch CF Budge content. I don't particularly care for it. I think that a lot of it is just kind of subjective content. In other words, there's no real math behind it. It's just opinions. And that's cool. That's a casual conversation. So he did it last year where he talked about who is wide receiver you, who is running back you, who is tight end you, whatever, right? Like, that's cool and everything, but I just find it boring. I don't read that kind of stuff or watch it, so I don't consume that content. I'm aware of who he is. I used to help him out. I was once on his show trying to help him grow, and I just kind of stopped talking to him. I don't know. If you ever seen somebody and you want to be supportive of them, and then you find out break bread with other people that you don't really get down with, you can choose how you want to handle yourself. For me, I don't get down with those guys. It's just a bunch of privileged kids making content, bro. I don't care. That doesn't move me at all. Hey, Rico, Arizona picked up Shanko Mataya. He played for New Mexico. Yeah, I saw it. And started the games I found on YouTube just focusing on running backs and quarterback play. Have you seen him play? So, no, I have not seen him play. And I might have because I watch New Mexico games, but I did not notice him at all. So when I saw him transfer, I thought it was intriguing. I think at this point of the off-season cycle, teams are just filling out their roster and finding guys for depth. Nobody's really finding starters for the most part. And I don't know how that fit is going to work. You haven't seen me do a transfer portal podcast where I go and deep dive all the players in about a month and a half or maybe 2 months. A lot of that had to do with me changing my focus to the NFL draft. Studying 200 and 300 players is not easy to do. It's not something you can fake. So I've been doing that and then trying to do some high school film reviews in between, and I got a lot of other stuff going on. You guys don't know this, but I have a major moving part going down. And I'm not just talking about moving my address. I've actually been invited to go take part in a camp. It'll be in a couple weeks. I don't know if I can make it public yet. I got the media package in my email today, so I'll have to read all the specifics and figure out that stuff. But I'll be at an upcoming camp for recruits here shortly. They invited me to come do that, help evaluate the players and give my ratings and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I just go over there and meet some kids and some parents and, do what I do. So I'm kind of busy doing some other things right now is my point. Got a lot of other things going on. Usually I don't put everything out there till after the fact. Like I'll do interviews and I don't really tell people much until after the interview because I don't know. I never want to get it's not my hopes up. I never want to get blindsided by some of the things that I interact. I can get interviewed on a podcast. I hope it's working. Disconnected. Sorry, y'all. I'm out here in the woods, y'all. Oklahoma State outlook. Once again, any outlooks are done with only the MVPs on Patreon and YouTube. If you become an MVP, you'll be able to see the previews. I'm doing the Big 12 last, I believe. I'm currently in the SEC. My next team to do is Florida. I'm going alphabetical by conference. So I've already done the ACC. Oh, I already did the Big 12. Did I do the Big 12? No, I did the Big 10. ACC, Big 10. Now I'm in the SEC. And then I'll do the Big 12 last. So Oklahoma State. If you want to know what I think of them and my plans, you got to be an MVP. Sorry about that. So back to this other question here. I don't know when I cut out and what happened. Do you know the NFL well? What are your thoughts on running back Kenneth Walker? Well, every NFL player, for the vast majority, I'm saying 95% of NFL players, I have seen every snap of their life before the NFL. I do not watch NFL games, but I've watched them from high school all the way to college. It's kind of what I do, right? So do I know Kenneth Walker? Yes, I probably know Kenneth Walker better than you. Not probably, I definitely do. But I don't really care what happens in the NFL. I don't have any control over those coaching staffs, those GMs, and the decisions they're making. So it's not really something I know that well. Or I care to spend effort on. If I put cycles into it, then I wouldn't know what I'm doing to that extent. Good morning. So that's why I don't really discuss it to that extent, y'all. What was I saying now? Oh yeah, so that's Kenneth Walker. You think Eli Green will get a shot at ISU? Yeah, I actually think so. Eli Green, wide receiver, left North Dakota State. If you guys don't know, the Bison, and he transferred to Iowa State. So Iowa State has two really good wide receivers. And Rocco can really spread the rock. So they have a potent passing attack. I'm not sold on Abu Sama, to be honest. But I think with Eli Green coming over, he has a really good shot to be their third receiver option. That's 30, 40 receptions. You can't complain about that. I just watched 3 receivers from Washington go to the league. You get over there, he gives them a different dynamic. I like it. I like his move. Morning. I don't mind it. I hope he gets a shot. I think he can make a difference. I don't know if he impacts their win-loss total, but he definitely did not make a bad move moving to Iowa State. It sucks for North Dakota State, especially if they wanted to beat Colorado. They needed all hands on deck. They needed to be ready because there's going to be a talent upgrade and, a continuity upgrade for Colorado. So you need to really, they needed everything if they wanted to beat Colorado. And I think North Dakota State has an amazing defense. I really do. If you go back, well, you got to go watch them. Go watch the tape. They work well together. They play great. They've been playing together for a lot of years, and they essentially got everybody back. So it's a secondary that knows each other really well, have worked hard, and that team knows what they're doing. If you don't believe in North Dakota State coaching, just understand that David Braun, when he left that defense, he left it in good shape. And if you have a coach like David Braun developing you for years, I mean, you saw what he did at Northwestern. He took a 1-win team and made them an 8-win team, something Colorado could never do. Northwestern did it in a harder division. So that's what everybody talks about. Oh, well, Colorado just building after 1 year. Well, Northwestern did it after 1 year. And it was all based on, they didn't even bring in other transfers. They just took a 1-11 roster and made them winners. Because despite the hazing, that's a hell of a coach right there, David Braun. Now they're going to take a step back this year. Their quarterback just left, but I still like Northwestern's coaching staff a hell of a lot better than some of these others. So there you go. AC Law the fourth. Point guard. AC Law.
Morning, sir.
Morning. Point guard at Texas A&M. What are we talking about? Am I tripping? Why are we talking about AC Law? It's Texas A&M point guard, right? I know my athletes. Am I tripping? Am I wrong? Was he the third? What's that about? I don't know what that is. My timer reset? I don't know. I don't know if I'm still on live or what. You guys got to tell me. So, good morning. I'm good? Okay. Well, I'm actually not good. I'm exhausted. I got a lot of stressful parts going. I can't really make my content. I owe one kid a high school film review. If you guys haven't seen any posted recently, it's because I've been doing them privately. Some people pay for a high school film review. They get to the top of the list, and then they don't want it public. They want a private link. So what I do is I do the film review on YouTube, and then I post it. You can't see it because it's an unlisted video. The only people who can see it is whoever I share the link with. And then I send the link out to that player or those parents or that coach. And that's how I do private reviews. So if you don't see me post a video for the day, I've done a private review on YouTube, but you just don't know about it. It takes up a good portion of my high school film reviews. Texas A&M point guard, I remember about a year ago, Rico said he thought AC Law would be great. Just wanted to jog back to memory. Hey, yeah, sometimes people ask about my misses. Like, when did you miss on somebody? I missed on AC Law hard. I thought he was primed to be a pro, man. I loved everything about AC Law. And it was unfortunate I was wrong. But that's life, You can't bat 1,000. You're gonna miss occasionally. So that's what I did. I missed. And not mad about the Jake Hayner miss. He just fooled me. He took steroids. So it blinded my perception of him and my assessment of his talent 100%. So that's how that goes. Pardon me. Good morning. Won't say. Usually I'm out here It's a what is it, Tuesday? It's the summer though, so people aren't in school anymore. The trail is packed today, way more people, and we're in a uppity part of town, like the rich part of town. So they don't ever talk to me. I'm nobody. Is Isaiah Augusta any good? So, 100% honest. Obviously, I know who he is. I have not broken down his tape yet. And I would have to go back to his high school tape because he didn't play much at Arkansas last year. He played a little bit, but the running backs he was behind. So he was fourth or fifth string. So how good is he? Well, he's not better than 3 other guys that were at Arkansas last year, right? So Raheem Rocket Sanders was the starter. Green was the backup. DeBingham was the next back. And then he was fighting for that 4th and 5th spot. So when you start bringing in 4th and 5th string running backs from Power 5 teams, and they're going to a Power 5 school, like people try to convince me it's a good player, but I know who the players were in front of him, and those weren't good players, right? Like Green was going to transfer to Tulsa. Were anybody of you guys saying Tulsa's amazing or anything, or like Green's amazing? And Green was way better than Augusta. So it's one of those things where I think people just lose sight of the talent and the true assessment of it all. And they start saying, like, that dude is a 3rd string running back at best. At least that's where I'm at mentally. I'll go watch the tape, but I don't feel like it's an exciting move. You can write about it. You can say, oh, he's 6'2", 220, he's amazing. You can do all that shit you want to do. But I know that one of the worst teams in the SEC was Arkansas. Morning. And they had just horrible yards per carry and everything else. You can blame the offensive line, coaching staff, whatever. But that player right there, push comes to shove, there was 3 guys better than him on his own team, if not 4. And I don't know how you're going to try to celebrate that for me. I don't get down like that. So, FSU winning the ACC again. I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, you can think it, but the team I saw in the bowl game, the team I saw with their starters sitting out, is the team that they had until they hit the transfer portal. That was the team. Whether you want to believe that or not, all the players who opted out, all the players who were going to the league, they're not there. So what you saw after they opted out is who they are. Now, did they get enough in the transfer portal to change who they are? That's on you. But I'm telling you, you're signing players from Alabama's bench. You're signing players from Indiana's bench or Indiana's special teams. Like, that's not good. That's not good enough to win the ACC, in my opinion. I do this for a living. I can tell you that last offseason, people tried to convince me Florida was going to be good. And I said, no, they're not. When you see the way Florida played against Oregon State 2 years ago in their bowl game and lost 30-3, I said, that is the team. Oh, no, they lost 30-3 because they had so many sit-outs and so many opt-outs. And I'm like, no. Those opt-outs are never coming back. The team you saw on the field is who they are. So when you start looking at Florida State and what you saw on the field at the end of the season last year, that is who they are. And that is not good enough to win anywhere. Now, did they find pieces? Did they get better? I don't think so. I think they found pieces. I think they found bubble gum to plug some holes. But you got to hit it out the park in recruiting. You got to hit it out the park in development. And I'm not sold in comparison to some of the other teams in the ACC. I'm really excited for some other teams in the ACC. I'm really excited to see where they match up and line up. So I would say they're in the top 4. But winning the ACC is not, they're not on my list. And I'm just keeping it real. They're not on my list. Top 4, possibly. That's where I'm at. And that gives a lot of room for some other teams that I believe in. So there you go. Sorry for all the FSU homers, but you got to remember, this is a team that didn't win 10 games. But for the first time till last year, they didn't win 10 games the year before. They won 9. And they hadn't won 10 games for a decade, right? So if you don't win 10 games, you're not winning the ACC. She thinks she's getting up there. She's crazy, bro. thank you for being a good dog mom to their advantage. I believe you'd be hard pressed to find, and I would say, I really think FSU should have went with a different quarterback. That's every team who's not winning, right? So right now, you hope they got DJ Uiagalelei and they went well. I'm sure they tried to get Cam Ward, but it's not easy, man. It's not easy being sleazy. It's not easy outbidding the Miami crew. They had a lot of people. I'm just going to tell you that if I was comparing position groups, Miami has a better quarterback, running back, wide receivers, running backs, wide receivers, quarterback, offensive line, and maybe linebackers than Florida State. Maybe linebackers. So do what you want with that. But I really feel like Miami's a lot better than Florida State. Now, coaching staff, I like Norvell and what he does. I think he gets the most out of every squeeze. I'm cool with Norvell. But if I just had to tell you, knee-jerk reaction, I'm not too stoked about Florida State this upcoming season. I got to make a phone call. Catch you guys later.